So I just finished my 15th NPC show back in June, and I was just kind of reflecting on all the shows it took to get here and kind of the habits that I've developed along the way. And I was thinking back to my first 2 to 3 shows and some of the habits that I had developed early on that I didn't even know were toxic, but I wish somebody had made this video for me then so I knew. So without further ado, here are 5 things that I wish I didn't do as a younger competitor. Number 1, stalking the competition. So around here, I compete in muscle contest shows and they're always posting the athletes, which is nice, it's very supportive. However, it is easy as a competitor to be like, zooming in and, oh, what show are they doing? What class are they in? How tall are they? Ooh, they look good, shit, like, am I gonna be ready? It's really easy to second guess yourself and just compare yourself to those other competitors that the pages are reposting. And the other thing is, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what those competitors look like in the selfies and the beautiful lighting that they're taking, because sometimes people literally just can't pose. They'll post like a great selfie, they'll look super muscular, super conditioned, but then they get on stage and they might look like shit. Like, if they don't know how to pose, if they don't know how to showcase their physique in a good way. I've seen people get beat who have not as good physiques as the people that they're beating just because they couldn't pose well, So it doesn't matter what they look like in the selfies. You shouldn't look at them or compare yourself, because it kind of takes away from the joy that you're experiencing on the journey that you're on if you're constantly worried about what they look like and who's gonna show up and who can you beat. Number 2, food scrolling. If your Instagram Explore page looks like this, you have some issues. I know when you're starving and on prep, you've been prepping for several months, you don't get many carbs, it's really easy to just go on Instagram when you're about to go to bed, scroll through cooking videos and cookie videos and cake videos, and just like oogle and imagine what it would taste like if you were eating it. However, when this is constantly on your mind and all you can think about is food, 1, you're increasing your food focus, and 2, you're not setting yourself up for success post-show. Food focus and food obsession is an issue. And if you are on show day, it's okay to have like 1 or 2 treats afterwards. But if you are constantly obsessing over all of these cakes and cookies, that's gonna be on your mind, and you're gonna have a really tough time making smart decisions post-show to not blow up. Number 3, not shopping around for coaches. When I got my first coach, I literally just Googled NPC show coach and I just clicked the first one that popped up. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was looking for. So I was just like, oh, she gets great results. Let me just book her. And while I did learn a lot about the sport, I do wish I had shopped around and asked things about values and educational background, and maybe even talked to some of the other clients that coach had to get their experience. Because there are a lot of coaches out there, even more than when I first started, which is great, but there are also a lot of bad coaches out there, like coaches that are gonna put you on 0 carbs 12 weeks out, that are gonna pump your cardio up to 3 hours a day. And yes, that's gonna get you results, but you're not gonna be the happiest when you're undergoing a state like that. So do several consultations, ask coaches about their methods, talk to the other competitors that they coach, see their perspective, and just see if you vibe with that coach. Some people are super needy when it comes to coaching. They want to be told like every single detail. They want that coach to be checking in 24/7. And other competitors are a lot more hands-off, so they just want to be told what to do and they'll do it. So depending on which one you are will also affect which coach kind of works and vibes best with you. For me, I'm a coach that's very middle ground. You're gonna get a lot of communication, especially on peak week and several weeks leading up to the show. But in your off season, I might just tell you what to do. If you have questions, ask them. Obviously, I'm always happy to meet. But I'm not gonna be like up your butt 24/7, making sure you're getting every single gram of carb in that you need. Number 4, not having a post-show plan. So you're going into show day, you've been dieting for several months on end, you're depleted, you're hungry. It's really easy to just do show day and then the next week just try and go back to normal life, which is not a good thing to do because post-show rebound is a real thing. You know, you hear horror stories of competitors that gain 30, 40 pounds in a month's time because they get done with their show and they think all the work is done. So they just eat all the things that they've been wanting to eat for the last several months when they have been dieting, and oh shit, we're up 20 pounds and we're not shredded. We're not happy with how our body looks, and that really fucks with you mentally. So make sure you communicate with your coach about a post-show plan. Make sure that you follow your reverse to the best of your ability. Try not to stress out if you don't reverse perfectly. I don't think anyone reverses perfectly, but the better that you do adhere to your plan and the more open and honest you are with your coach, the better you'll be set up for not only future preps, but just the better off mentally you'll be overall. And then number 5 is gonna be treat hoarding. This comes back to talking about the food scrolling issue. It's very similar where, you know, you're dieting, you see a Reese's cup at the 7-Eleven that you stop for gas at, and you're like, oh my God, I would absolutely die to eat that. I'm gonna save that for post-show. And then you find yourself doing that for tens of 20 treats, and you have them all hoarded in your closet, and you bring them with you to the show, and you're like, oh my God, the show's over, and you just dive in and you start eating everything. So not only is that just gonna make you super bloated and uncomfortable, but again, it comes back to setting yourself up for a proper reverse and not getting too carried away with post-show life. So if you have this gigantic goodie bag of treats, you're gonna feel pressure to eat them all, and it's just not gonna be pretty. So don't hoard treats. Again, it's okay to enjoy like 1 or 2 treats post-show, but let's make a limit and let's stick to it. So just to recap on the 5 things that I would do differently as a younger competitor. 1, not stalking the competition. 2, no food scrolling. 3, shopping around for a coach. 4, not reversing properly. And 5, hoarding treats post-show. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. I hope you got a ton of value from this. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to support my channel.